For decades, online advertising has been, well, a guessing game, right? Businesses pour millions of dollars into trying to figure out what a customer really wants, all based on just a few little words they type into a search bar. But what if there's a better way? A way to get right to their true intent?
Okay, so let's take a super simple search. Running shoes. I mean, what does that even mean? It's so vague. Is this person just kicking off their research? Are they comparing prices on a specific shoe they already know about? Or are they ready to pull out their credit card right now? The keyword, it shows some interest, sure, but it reveals almost nothing about their actual intent.
Now, let's contrast that vague keyword, with this. Suddenly, we know we're talking about a first-time marathoner who's got shin splints and is running in old Nikes. See the difference? With just a tiny bit of conversational context, we go from a total mystery to a super specific actionable need. And that is the core problem that this whole new concept of intent density is designed to solve.
So what we're looking at here is a really fundamental shift. We're moving away from that old, inefficient keyword guessing game and stepping into a world of, well, conversational clarity. A world where we can finally connect a real customer problem to a business's solution.
And that brings us right to our key concept for today, intent density. So, what is it? It's basically what happens naturally in a good conversation. Every time a user adds another little detail, they're layering on more and more purchase signals. And what you get is this dense, rich picture of exactly what they need and, just as importantly, why they need it.
All right, let's see how this actually works in practice. So, in the very first turn of a conversation, a user gives us so much more than a keyword. They're not just vaguely looking for shoes. No, we know they're a first-time marathoner, and they have a very specific problem, shin splints. Right away, that intent is already getting denser.
Okay, now look at the second turn. The picture gets even clearer, right? We learn they're running on concrete, putting in about 30 miles a week, and they've been using the same Nike shoes for a couple of years. Every single one of these details is another crucial signal, and the cool part is the user is just naturally qualifying their own needs. They don't have to type some crazy long search query. And here's a big moment. This is where you see the shift. They've gone from just describing their problem to actively evaluating a solution. The user is asking for specific guidance now, which is a huge signal that they're moving down that purchase funnel. They're basically saying, okay, I'm ready for some expert advice.
And boom, by the final turn, the journey's complete. The whole conversation is transformed a vague interest into this super qualified request for a product recommendation. The intent density is at its absolute peak. Any ad you show this person now is going to be incredibly relevant and has a much, much higher chance of converting.
So you might be wondering, how does this actually work? I mean, it's not just random chatter, right? Nope. This whole process builds intent through three really distinct pillars.
So what are they? Pillar number one is context accumulation. That's exactly what we just saw with our running shoe example. Pillar 2 is self-qualification, and this is where users basically tell you they're ready to buy. And Pillar 3 is objection resolution, where you can handle things like price concerns before you even offer the solution. Pretty smart.
Now, this quote right here, this is a perfect example of that self-qualification pillar. Think about it. A simple search for fix leaking roof could be literally anyone. But this statement, I don't trust myself on a ladder and it's raining into my bedroom, that tells you everything you need to know. We're talking extreme urgency, a clear need for a professional, and zero ability to DIY. This isn't just a search, it's a 5-alarm fire of purchase intent.
Okay, so understanding how this works is great, but the real game changer for businesses is understanding why it matters so much. So let's get into the economics of all this. Let's look at the actual financial impact of advertising in these high-density moments.
And here it is, the number that really matters. Data from Microsoft Copilot shows that conversational ads have a 16% stronger conversion rate compared to your traditional search ads. I mean, 16%. That's a huge lift. It really proves the value of waiting for that intent to get really, really concentrated.
Now, you might look at this and think longer sessions are a bad thing. But in the world of conversation, it's actually the exact opposite. The average session on ChatGPT is more than double the length of a typical Google search. And that's not a bug, folks. It's a feature. More time means more conversational turns, which means more context and ultimately higher intent density. It all connects.
All right, let's put all this together and look at a simple model. In a typical search ad scenario, let's say acquiring a customer costs you $150. But
in a conversational scenario where you're targeting those hyper-relevant, high-density moments, that cost can plummet to just over $5. The efficiency is just on a whole other level. It's not even close.
So, what's the big strategic takeaway from all of this? Well, it really requires a fundamental shift in how we think. That old playbook of just bidding on keywords, it's becoming obsolete. The new game is all about owning the context.
Now, to be clear, this shift isn't going to affect every business equally. The ones you are going to benefit the most are businesses with really complex or urgent sales cycles. We're talking about things like HVAC repair, specialty retail, or those emergency services like our leaky roof example. For these guys, understanding the specific context, it isn't just helpful, it's literally everything. And this brings us to the new, big, strategic question you need to be asking. It's no longer, what keyword should I buy? Instead, you should be asking, what are the conversational journeys my customers are actually on? And how can I position my solution at the exact moment their problem is fully defined?
Look, the businesses that are going to win in this new era, they're not the ones with the biggest keyword lists. They're going to be the ones who deeply, truly understand their customers' problems. So the real question to leave you with is this. Are you ready to meet your customers not at the start of their search, but at the end of their conversation?